Okay, I'm going through and trying to grade the week one template. Some of those, actually, a lot of those are saved in a format that I cannot open. I can't open a PDF or a screenshot to check the settings that I'm looking for. I'm going to walk you through how to change the settings, and I'm going to walk you through how to save it in a format that I can open up. So, the first thing is I ask you to change the units. There's two places or two ways you can change the units. First is in format. If you go into format, go into units, and I ask you to change the decimal right here, the precision from its default to 3 points past the decimal place. Your angle is going to default to 0 on the precision. Make sure you're in inches. You can also access your units by typing units down in the command line. It's going to come up. Setting your limits. I'm asking you to set your limits at 17 by 11. Two ways you can do it. You can go into format, drawing limits, and it's going to ask you, it's going to specify that lower left-hand corner first, 0, 0. So you can type in 0, 0, enter, and you can see I've already got my page set up to a 17 by 11. You can also type in limits down here in the command line, and it's going to do the same thing. It's going to ask you your lower corner. So make sure you're set up in a 17 by 11. Right here, I know it's kind of hard to see my cursor on this, but if you go down to your grid and snap and right click, go to snap settings. This is where you would change that snap spacing and that grid spacing like I've asked you to do. The snap, I think, is set at 1 inch by default, and every major line is 5. I'm asking you to change it to a 1/2 inch and major lines to every 4. The display grid beyond limits, I don't care if you have that checked or not. It's up to you. I always make sure that it's not checked because when you check it, it's going to display the grid beyond your limit. So your entire screen is going to be filled with grid. I don't like having that turned on, so I make sure that's off. All right. You can check your limits on your screen a couple of different ways. One, you can type in limits, and you can go through the 0, 0. And if you've set it up, it's going to go ahead and show you down here what you're in. Or you can go into Model, right-click, Page Setup Manager, and you can tell right here that your plot size is set up as 11 by 17, which is what I'm asking for. To save this into a format that I can open up, which is what I need to do because I've got to grade your stuff. I can't grade it off of a screenshot. You can go under File and go to Save As. And I've already named mine, but get used to naming your assignments with your last name attached. That way I can keep them organized. The file name, call it template with your last name. Do not type in the .dwg in the file name. If you go to file type right here, it's going to default to this AutoCAD 2018.dwg. Make sure it's in that. Now, before you click save, make sure this is going to be in a folder you can find. It should be in that CAD 100 folder. If you've got it in a USB drive, if you click this drop down, see I've got my USB here, and I'm going to go find my folder. And then there's another CAD 100 folder. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save. It's defaulting .dwg because I've already saved this file. But save it as template with your last name. And make sure you're in the AutoCAD 2018 and click Save. And remember where you save that because when you go to upload it back to Blackboard, you're going to have to access that folder. Just make sure that from this point forward that you're actually saving it in a format that I can access. If I do ask you to save it into a PDF, I'm going to ask you to also submit the .dwg file. That way I can look at your settings and to make sure that it's your drawing. So if you need anything, email me or call my office. If you do call my office, leave a voicemail and make sure you leave me a number to contact you back with. So if at any point during the semester you need help, don't hesitate. Reach out. Get in touch with me. So on this assignment, everybody gets a redo. Do it again. Submit it back. And I'll grade it off of that. So take care, have a good rest of your week, and enjoy the rest of your summer.